All right, before I put this video up, I do want to reiterate, this is what works for me. It may not work for you. It hopefully gives you ideas on what to do and what not to do. I re-weighed it this morning before I left, and it weighed 3 pounds, 2 ounces without water and food in it. If I add what I'm wearing, I think we're a little over, right at 4, somewhere in that neighborhood. I didn't weigh my clothes and my shoes because I got to wear those no matter what. So my pack weighs 3 pounds, 2 ounces with everything I got in it. So again, I hope it works for you, or at least gives you ideas where to start. I would highly suggest you keep your packs as light as possible, because every ounce that you have to move down the road for how many ever days it's going to take you. And it's a long time, a lot of steps. So every ounce of weight you can save is going to be beneficial to you. So again, good luck. I hope it goes well for you. So day before I head to Vol State again. Second time doing Vol State. I've done Vol State in 2022, did HOTS in 23, which I failed. I got 240 miles or something to that effect before I had a problem and I had to bail. And I did HOTS in 2024, where I finished 4th and had one of the few people to finish that with like a 30% finishing rate. So I wanted to try Vol State again, where I knew a little more, and see how it goes and go from there. So this time I got a pack video. Is going to be, we'll call it pro tips, but more like mid-pro. I know a heck of a lot more than I did the first time through, so you could kind of consider that first video to be a beginner's guide, and this one to be more along the lines of a semi-pro. What I take now is different than what I took to put on my body to start running. I'm going to show you what I'm putting in my pack and all the above. All right, here we go. All right, so here we go with what I'm going to wear. This has changed some. I am taking the arm sleeve still. Mostly just to protect my arms from the sun, or if it gets cold at night, I wear those. They're still the Columbia ones. I've just not worn them that much. I have found that generally they feel like, if it's really, really humid out, they feel like 2 wet rags on your body. Different shirts, no longer Columbia, is now a Rabbit shirt, but still a button up, still a collar. Difference with the Rabbit is they have the holes in the back. I can get in there close and you can see. To help breathe a little bit, though not alling. I still love this kind of shirt because you can unbutton the top button and you can still undo top 2, maybe even 3 buttons, depending on where your pack rests, to help with the cooling effect. So I still love those, and they still work well. Could not find a pair of shorts that I love as much as the gray ones I used last time, but I'm going to use these. These are 2XU light speeds. I have been playing around with some others, but I just haven't had enough time to test them out as much as I would like. So 2XU light speeds. Hat is this. It is an Adidas hat, has the holes for ventilation, strap to keep it down if it gets really windy, and an extra layer inside to keep the sun from beating on you. Using a wider brim now to try to protect my ears and my nose a little more from the sun, and it works pretty well for that thing. Still using Nagenji socks. Still using a sock liner. These are just happen to be green, not white. And still using a thin pair of Nagenji socks. These aren't as tall. These are only the ankle length ones. I found that just works a little better for me. A little less heat. I am still using Altra shoes. However, difference is this time I'm using a trail shoe. I used that last year at Hots, and when I finished 384 miles, there was the heel was down, no lugs, but right here was maybe just a little small spot that worn through, and then up here where these lugs are kicking most of the walking and running, it was really smooth but hadn't worn through yet. So I know there's a little more weight on those, but the benefit is you're not running on foam at the end of the race. All right, so next will be my pack. It has changed a little bit. It does weigh a little less. I think last time I was like 312 or 314. This time I'm down to like 36. So just a few less things I'm taking that I don't feel like I need. Again, it pretty much boils down to if it's something I need right then it's with me. Except for a few things, obviously. But if I can get it on the road and I don't need it right then, I'll just get it on the road. I mean, a good example of that is ibuprofen. You don't need ibuprofen right that second. You can wait 4 or 5 miles down the road. Every convenience store has ibuprofen, so you can do that. All right, pack. So I haven't changed packs. I'm now wearing a Salomon. This is the Advanced Skin 12 liter. Probably really don't need the 12 liter, but it works. Pretty much standard Advanced Skin Salomon pack. I like their binding system a little better than some of the others. I'll be taking just a couple pieces of food with me. Basically get me from Union City to, get me from Hickman to Union City. I'm also going to be taking just the foot care and lube for those spots that need it. And the ointment and Desitin. We're all familiar with that. Extra pair of socks, just exactly like the ones that I'm wearing. There are carabiners in there to use to hang for my socks from my pack when they get good and wet, which this year it seems like we're going to get some rain. So we'll go from there. We have my kit of toiletries, basically. I have my saline, have my holder, toothbrush and toothpaste, and then some baby wipes, which is toilet paper, along with, can't really see it, but a trash bag to use for either ground cover or if I need it as a poncho, same deal. All right, I have 2 gift cards here and here, which I will also put some cash in those. Also going to probably have my my standard card with some cash in it in 3 different places in my pack. That way if I lose one, I'm not going to die out there. Taking a real light jacket, so in case it rains and I'm wet at night, I can put that on. Standard 500 milliliter soft bottles to put up front in my pack. Chapstick. Alright, also I will have my charger and my rechargeable headlight in there, which I got this at AutoZone. You can kind of see, got a bar, which you can turn red, flash. You can also turn on just a spotlight. Turn that, and it has different levels, a little lighter and then off. So you can turn both on if you need it real bright, or just one or none. But it works well. And then the last thing is that right there for my phone. Again, dry weight without the food and water is like 3.4 ounces. All right, so here it is with it on. As you can see, I got the bottles up front. My food is over here. Over here will be my phone. Probably in this pocket right here, which is zippered. I will probably have my reading glasses because I'm old and can't see my phone up close anymore. and all that kind of things. But he did that. Let me see if I can get it on the back for you. You can see it doesn't really stick out far. It really doesn't weigh that much. I mean, obviously it's going to weigh a little more when I put water in these and go down the road with them. But it's really light. And if I need an extra water, I got plenty in the back. There's a pocket where you put the bladder, which I'm not obviously carrying. So that's where all the clothes, the socks, and the extra in the little light jacket go. And then there's a pocket on the outside of that, and that's where I have all my stuff for all of my eye care and toothpaste and all that. And all of my chargers are going to go in the very outside pocket out here. And like I said, and I got the cards stuffed in different places. So I'll probably have a card up here up front where my glasses are going to be too, so I can get to it quickly. So pretty much straightforward. Like I said, semi-pro tips. Like I said, I've changed it up a little bit since I did the first one. But again, it's trust me, I know there's a big thing. Oh, I don't want to be one of those people who has the real light pack and all that kind of things. But trust me, you really do want a light pack. You're going to carry this stuff a long, long way. So the lighter this thing is, the better it is for you. This is very similar to what I used in HOTS last year. I think maybe I had some light gloves, some gloves that I used that I never used in the race, and then maybe one or two smaller. I had a water filter in case we needed to water and I could find someplace, but I never used that. But it would have been useful if I needed it. So, but very similar. All right. Good luck. I hope this helps you. If you like what you're seeing here, I put out a lot of stuff about journey running, so like and subscribe, and we'll see you out there on the road somewhere.